Welcome back, everyone. We want to keep the conversation going today on Juneteenth. Kara is back. She's going to teach us about some of the trailblazers behind this very important holiday. This is so awesome.
I'm so excited I get to do this, and upon researching what to talk about, I found so many incredible people and women especially. So first, I wanted to highlight a grandmother.
Oh, yes.
We love to highlight grandmothers here on ANC.
We sure do.
But do you know the grandmother of Juneteenth?
I do not.
Well, I'm so excited. I get to tell you about Miss Opal Lee. Okay, Miss Opal Lee is 96 years young, and at the age of 89, you know what she said to herself? She said, I gotta do more. Let me say it again for the people in the back. At 89 years old, she thought she should do more. So she thought of a way to get people to pay attention to her and her cause, and she started Opal's Walk. What was Opal's Walk? Well, she trekked 2.5 miles at a time to represent the 2.5 years it took for General Gordon Granger to arrive in Texas to inform enslaved black people of their freedom. Now, as we know, that was years after the Emancipation Proclamation. She gathered 1.5 million signatures. She took them to the steps of Congress. She was pivotal in passing Juneteenth as an Independence Day, as a national holiday, and it was signed into law by President Biden, as we already have learned. But yeah, just an incredible moment for her. Here's what she had to, I'm going to get into her backstory in just a second, but here's what she had to say about what this meant to her in this movement.
Juneteenth is not a Texas thing. It's not a black thing. We're talking about freedom for everyone.
Mrs. Lee. It's a freedom thing, she says. And it's important to know a little bit of her backstory so you can put this into context. So Miss Opal Lee was born in Texas. She was 12 years old, little girl in Texas. Her house was burned down by a white mom. She said, in this interview I listened to, you know, she said, my parents never spoke of it. They just persevered. We didn't even really know what happened. She just knew that it was a tragedy. And she's like, the legacy of my mother, what she passed on was her tenacity. And she's like, and so I always carry that with me. Miss Lee is a mother of 4. She's a former school teacher, and she says she still has a lot left to do, and she's doing just that. She's working on a museum right now to commemorate Juneteenth, its history and its future. Also of note, more recently, she has become the second black person to have their portrait hung in the state capitol in Texas,
so
along with U.S. Representative Barbara Jordan. And the accolades, she was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize in 2022. Just an incredible woman. I'm so happy that she's still with us, and she's still not only with us, but thriving and doing so much for us and the people of this country.
Well, I was just going to say, a lot of times when we do a care about something historical, these people have lived in the past. They're no longer with us. But, you know, the fact that we are talking about someone who is making an impact today and wants to continue doing so, no excuse. Age is no excuse. I mean, that's at 89 to say, I want to change the world, and she did it.
Just so incredible. And that it's funny, that's why I said it twice in the beginning, because I just kept watching her speak in one interview in particular, and I was like, yes, Miss Lee, thank you for inspiring me and saying, you know, I'm 89, but I have so much more to do. And at 96, she's still doing it.
She's still doing it. Yes.
All right.
Yes, Miss Opal Lee. Let's do a little applause for Opal Lee, guys. Don't be afraid to clap. Don't be afraid to clap.
Doing their thing. All right. From Miss Opal Lee to another woman, Annette Gordon-Reed. Annette Gordon-Reed, if you haven't heard about her, Google her now, buy her book. But she's a Harvard law professor, an American historian, and author. Her most recent book publication on Juneteenth was given to us in 2021. She's won numerous awards, including the National Humanities Medal, the highest national honor for art and humanities, and a Pulitzer Prize in history. Now, on Juneteenth, her remarkable memoir, it's such a story. I just ordered it. I haven't read it yet, full disclosure, but it weaves together American history and her dramatic family chronicles and the historian's view of the country's long road to Juneteenth, her personal view. The story recounts the origins in Texas and the enormous hardships African Americans have endured. Reviews of the book, this is really interesting, talk about she was was born and raised in Texas, so it kind of interweaves her love of the state and balancing that with the love and the hard truths of the past, which I can't wait to read because the reviews were just stunning on it. So I'm excited to learn more. But you can buy that wherever you buy your books.
Right, and it just goes to show, like, she's obviously passionate about where she comes from, but at the same time, like you said, you have to face the hard truths sometimes and reconcile those with the love and the pride that you have.
Exactly.
And there's a way to do that, and you can't do it, and it helps you overcome emotionally, whatever is you're dealing with.
Right, and everyone has their own unique story to tell. So I'm excited to read hers. Yeah.
Fantastic, Kara. I love that.
Right.
That was so good.
Good.
A little bit of history highlighting to inspiring women, and we always appreciate you, Kara Kinnear. And we're going to keep the conversation